It was a real takedown on Channels Television when one of the spokesmen of the People's Democratic Party Presidential Campaign Council, Charles Aniagu, took down the APC spokesman, One Ayo, on Channels Television's Politics Today. Finished the man, talked about the abysmal record of the APC, talked about how the APC has destroyed the Naira, made the Naira like tissue paper, talked about how the APC had democratized insecurity such that every part of Nigeria is now a killing field, talked about how the APC has made Nigerians now sleep in filling stations. And if Nigerians will recall, you'd see that it was just 2 days ago that both the federal government and the state government were fighting together on who was responsible for the total abject poverty that's reigning in Nigeria. I mean, this was a takedown, and the APC spokesman, I mean, I don't know if I would call him a spokesman, he was left tongue-tied. I mean, this is an example of how not to be a spokesman to a political party. Watch this video, leave your comments in the comment section.
Are you still with me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yeah, please. I said I'll allow you to respond to what Ayos just said.
Sometimes I laugh when I hear my brother Ayo talk about some of these issues. It is very, very well known of the APC to always throw figures, things that they cannot substantiate and things that never happen. But I want to leave that to talk about the things that APC can do. The APC and Bola Tinubu can afford to devalue our Naira such that today is just like a tissue paper. I was in Lagos 2 days ago. A number of persons slept at the filling station. They couldn't even get petroleum products to buy. Those are the things that APC have the ability to do. Today, our people go to market. They cannot afford to buy goods that they were able to buy in the course of the 8 years of Atiku Obasanjo administration. A very good example is if you want to buy rice today, you have to first of all cover as much as 48 to 50,000 naira for you to buy one bag, which was less than 7,000 naira at the time PDP was leaving office. Those are the things that APC can do. Then, of course, the level of insecurity was democratized to the extent that every part of this country became a killing field. Those are the things that APC can do. And because they don't want us to talk about it, you can see how they always run away from their national and abysmal failure. Very soon, Ayo would now come and take you back to Lagos and then say, this is what Tinubu have done in Lagos. But I would like him to tell me that so that I will go to that Lagos with him. I will tell him that most of the inner streets, whether it's in Apapa, whether it's in Oshodi, whether it's in Isolo, whether it's in Agege, and a number of other areas that people cannot even navigate through them. So if you think that the federal roads that were built by federal government from Ikeja through Antonin, of course, having passed Maryland, and then you decide to proceed through the top mainland bridge completed by the Babangida administration, and then you go to the island, and those are things they will be showing us. We will remind them that those things were there even before Tinubu became governor of Lagos State. Let him mention one single bridge, even built by Tinubu, because usually they take us to Lagos. Since they have performed so woefully at the national level, and they don't want to stay with their records at the national level, we will accompany them in their train to Lagos so that we can discuss Lagos. But for me, if you want to bring in the 8 years or the 16 years of PDP, I will urge him to bring it on. And I will tell him that it is the PDP administration that established EFCC for the purpose of fighting corruption. I will tell him that the PDP administration, where Atiku Headstreet established the ICPC for the purpose of dealing with issues of corruption. I will also remind him that the PDP administration embarked on bank consolidation to the extent that today when you put your funds in the bank, no matter what happened to that bank, your fund is safe. I will also remind him about reforms in the pension sector. A number of times they talk about money in the SS School account as if that was a tree that grew in one forest. That money in SS School account was made possible because your Obasanjo Atiku administration was able to realize that we were getting some funds far in excess of what was budgeted. And rather than wasting it, that we needed to save for a rainy day. I will also remind him that the PDP Obasanjo Atiku administration brought in talents that were not just even members of the party. Needn't I remind you of the roles, the lives of Okonjo Iweala, the lives of Aganga, the lives of Chukuma Soludo, the lives of El-Rufai, whom we believe will in the course of time will come back home because APC is a foreign land for him. The lives of those individuals were discovered by the PDP and they were made to work. Let him tell me one person who is even an economist, a real economist in the APC that is able to help us. So, you don't need to be surprised why they have killed our country, why they have made our economy to become so sick. So because they don't want us to talk about it, they now take solace in throwing jabs and he says jabs is part of political discourse. How can you be throwing jabs at a time that our people are dying on account of both hunger and insecurity? And the only thing he can be talking about is how to crack jokes and how to throw jabs. So Shehu, please remind him that before now that you used to fill your tank, your petrol, the fuel tank in your car, that you used to fill it with less than 3,000 naira. But today, you are in search of 17,000 to be able to fill that tank. So maybe when you remind him, he will know